This episode of Beyond the Closing is brought to you by First United Land Transfer.
Hey everyone, this is Lizzie from First United coming to you with another episode of Beyond the Closing. With me today, I have Kirby Tapper from Sunflower Realty, and we're just going to hang out today. So Kirby, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. I know you're very busy, obviously. We were just talking about that, so this means so much that you could take the time, especially on this nice day.
I know, it is very beautiful out today. And like I said, I'm not very, I'm dressed to go ride my horses, so.
No, but that's amazing. I think that's perfect. I'm not going to lie. I would much rather be riding horses and being outside than spending a day in the office, but that's okay.
I would too. But that's okay. It'll be good.
So, let me just ask you, what made you get into real estate?
So my stepmom is the broker for Sunflower Realty Company, and she kind of started doing that. And, I would see her, like, talk about it, and, it sounded like something I would actually really enjoy doing. And I actually always really loved, like, just looking at houses. You ever just, like, drive around and you're like, oh, that's a nice house, or, oh, I like the way this looks. I like the way that looks. Like, all the time. So I'm like, I think I would really like doing that.
Like, build it, like, I always said, like, build my dream home.
And I always felt like I knew where everything was and, like, where all the houses are, or, like, so when someone would talk about it, I would be like, I know a house you would really like. So that's just kind of how that happened, and she was already doing it, so I kind of joined the team.
Like a natural, like, evolution in there. Yeah,
it just fell kind of, like, right into it. It felt right.
Now, where are you from?
So I'm from New Tripoli. I went to Northwestern.
Okay.
And, I grew up there. It's a little farm area.
So is that where your horses are?
They are actually in Orfield. They're about, 10 minutes from here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're not too far.
Currently, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Not too
right
far
down the
away
street.
or anything. Mm-hmm. So horses and real estate, though, that's a very different aspect. Like, how does that intermingle? Like, how does that make you who you are? Like, how...
Yeah, so I actually, before I was doing real estate, I was doing horses professionally. That was that was my job.
Oh, really?
Yep, to train horses every day and teach clients to ride their horses, take care of them, and I did that for a very long time, like many years, because now I've been doing real estate like 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
And it just wasn't the dynamic of things, like where I was working, I think just wasn't, for me anymore, and decided to make it more of a hobby rather than like a job.
Well, they often say too, like, so I know I've heard so many people say that they love their hobby, but if they turned it into a job, they wouldn't, like, they'd fall out of love with it. So.
And it's still hard work, even doing like kind of what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I try to be as hands-on with them as I can be. And it's funny that you ask how it's like the real estate, but it's actually with how I do it is very similar.
Okay.
So, if somebody gets like a house and they want to have like a fixer-upper and put some time and money into it, and then they sell it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do with horses now. Is like I'll look for something that's young, and needs some effort. I spend a little bit of money on them, and my trainer works with them, and we get them doing a job that they're good at, and then we market them for sale.
It literally does.
It's literally like selling house. I always say houses and horses. Houses and horses.
No, that's awesome though, because
exactly
I literally know nothing about horses. So if I ask any questions, like, I don't think that I'm like naive or anything like that. I just honestly, like, I'm so like intrigued. So when you say like you train them, like what does that mean? I just don't know.
So you're teaching them to do a job, because if they don't have a job to do, they just kind of hang out in a pasture, or they need to learn a job.
So what would a job be for?
So, and what we do is we do the horses that we have are American Saddlebreds and Morgans. Okay. So it's primarily what we call saddle seat. Okay. And they are just show horses. It's kind of like a dog show. You ever watch the dog show?
Like on TV, like
similar. They will do that. They judge you, their conformation and things like that. And then there's classes. So there's classes for kids. There's classes for adults. There's classes for like the professionals, and you kind of, when you get a horse that's young, you learn a little bit about it. You start teaching it things, and then it will kind of tell you where it's going to fall, what category it wants to do, where it's going to do their best. Oh, yes.
Do they?
Yes, they have their own personalities for sure. Yes. Yeah, some of them are silly and goofy and maybe not the brightest, and some of them are stoic and smart, and they all, they have a lot of personality for sure.
I only ask that because I can only relate to, I've only ever had like dogs. So, and I know my dogs, have their own personality. It's the only thing so that's crazy. I guess I never thought about it because when you drive down the road and you see horses or something like that, like especially here in like Pennsylvania.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You just see them chilling. Like I never actually thought about like what they do or anything like that. Like that is such a unique hobby that was so cool for you to. And how long have you been doing it though for the horses?
My whole life.
You grew up
literally grew up on a horse.
That's amazing. So when now let me ask you this. I'm going into like this horse questions and everything.
No, that's good.
When you say you have to train the horses, do you have to train the people too?
Like when it was my job, kind of, So you're teaching them, how to just.
Like, are there commands? I'm thinking of myself.
I'm trying to think of how I would explain it. But yes, essentially, you teach the rider to kind of how to, like you said, give the horse a command or there's just like so much that goes into it without me like rattling on about it.
That's...
like their reins. Yeah. Using their reins, their seat, just everything. For their horse, because every horse can be like a little bit different. Yeah, we want them all to be the same and perfect, but it doesn't always work out that way. They're all very different and have their own, like I said, personalities, and they learn differently. And
that's definitely like my mind's over here like going, because I'm literally thinking about myself like who has no idea anything about it. I could not I don't even think I could physically get up on a horse. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, you could. You could. That's what we do. That's what we, or that's what I used to do and teach people how to do all that stuff. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
When you start to break it down like that, it's a lot. But there's a step stool. It's not like you're just like jumping on.
Not like in the movies and everything when you see.
I mean, you can. I've tried. I have done it actually. You just swing a leg over and off you go.
Oh, geez. No, I like to. No. When I'm running around my house with my kids, I'll yell. You have to watch The Office. Like when Michael Scott yells parkour.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping like 6 inches off the ground, and I'm about to like break my ankle. But that's what I'm picturing. Like
you would be so fine.
Oh my god. Okay, good. That gives me the confidence though that maybe
you could. And that's another thing. Yeah, we give people confidence. When you're training people, they have to be confident because your horse kind of like feels everything that you do.
Oh yeah,
like totally feels that. If you're nervous, they're gonna feel
like jittery.
You're nervous. They're gonna feel like your nerves.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so it's always important to be confident in what you're doing. Yeah.
So you've been doing horses your whole life. Now, do you like compete? Have you competed? Like you said, professionally and everything. So like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so I still do that actually too. I have like some photos for you.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
That I'll show you.
Yeah.
I was actually just last week. I was in Virginia all week because I had a competition there. And I showed like 2 different horses down there that we're working on. They're just marketing for sale right now.
Yeah.
And and I think next week I'll be in Jersey, and then I'm going to New York, and then like the World Championships every year is in Kentucky. And so if we still have something that's still for sale, like if we didn't sell it, we'll aim to get there because that's where everybody's going to go. And
sure.
I did show there last year with my mare that was for sale, and she got 5th. So it was like the most exciting.
That is exciting.
Horse day for me in my lifetime, and a really like a good lot of horses. Like it was really incredible. Like it's just incredible
so how
to
many
even
people go to
get
that?
Something.
Like
it's hard to say, but it's a lot. I mean, people come from all over the country.
Yeah. Like, it's a big deal. Like, okay.
And what we do, But I don't know if I could come up with like a specific number, how many horses. I should know that.
No, that's okay.
But
probably
just,
more
like,
than I can imagine.
right now. It's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot, but it just depends.
So you like literally go all over the country though. Like,
I mean, we stay over here. We try to show on this side because,
Sure.
you know, driving, shipping, and trying to get out there. And
I didn't even think about that. You literally have to drive.
you pick up, you pack up your whole barn, put it in the trailer with the horses, and then off you go. And you like set up your own barn away from barn.
Yeah.
Your barn home.
Yeah.
And you work out of that for the week, and just the horses get used to it. That's another thing, like part of the training. It's just it's good for them to go and learn what it's like to be somewhere else and not just in the same area that they're used to.
Of like the home barn.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because that's where they're more comfortable. So it's good to get them comfortable going everywhere.
And like seeing new people and everything. I'm assuming that'll make
Just
them more.
new surroundings.
Yeah.
You know.
So, let me ask you this now. You literally said how, you know, you're doing all this, you know, with the horses, which is so amazing to me. How do you have time for yourself? Because between that and real estate, I mean.
The funny thing is, I feel very strongly about time for myself.
Good.
And I kind of feel like I've built my life around that. That might
Yeah.
sound like a little bit selfish, but I think there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I respect it.
I think I was never going to be able to like sit down from 9 to 5 and work. That just was never going to happen for me. I like to do everything that
Yeah.
there is to do. I want to do it all once. Maybe not skydive because I'd probably just like faint and pass out. But you know, everything else that there is to do, like I want to be able to do it. I want to ride my little motorcycle. I want to go ride my horses. And you know, if I can make, you know, a sale or two out of owning some horses and you know, sell real estate, and you know, I do some other things on the side too. Like it's because I like doing it on my time so that I do have time to do all those other things that I want to do. So I kind of like created that, and it's like the best. And if people don't like their jobs, go get another one and love what you do. Like I am so about that. Like there's no sense in being like
miserable and just like
none. I can't even listen to people that are like,
I agree.
I'm so miserable. Like then don't do that. Go,
like you can change it.
Go do something else then, and like be happy every day. Life could be so much worse.
So you're
so much worse.
You're like so inspirational right now. Like not to get like corny or anything like that, but that is literally so. I have an 11-year-old son, and I was just telling him, like, but you can do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
And exactly what you just said, like, just go do what you want to do. If you're not happy with something, then figure it out.
And it's funny when you're a kid and you're, like, told that all the time, and you just think, I don't know, when you're growing up, or at least I know I felt, I'm like, I can't, though.
Yeah.
I can't, though. You're wrong. Yes, you can.
Literally all the time.
Yes, you can. And if anyone is holding you back from that, then get rid of it.
Like, you don't need that baggage or any,
Get
negativity or
just,
anything.
Just remove that and go do what makes you happy.
No.
That sounds cheesy, but it's, like, so true.
You're literally living it, though. I don't think it sounds cheesy because
I'm
you
doing
came
it.
here.
I did create that, yeah.
Like, exactly. You're in your motorcycle helmet is right there. Like, you literally came. And I love it so much that, like, you just do you and, you know, what you want to do that makes you happy. And who can travel like that? That is amazing. Like,
that's a good thing about real estate, though. And I will say that, like, even if I'm doing something else that's, like, maybe not considered work, I will drop what I'm doing, and I can do that. Unless I'm away, but I can drop what I'm doing and go, you know, show a house, or drop what I'm doing and go here and help with this, or, you know, I have the ability to do that, and I love it.
Like, you're in control of your time, so you have the time to dedicate to your clients. Like, and I think that's amazing, too. Like, you dictate that. You're not, you know, letting other people tell you, oh, sorry, you can't, you know, leave at this time to go do, you know, a showing or anything like that.
And sometimes it feels a little, like, unconventional. Like, that's probably, like, my middle name. But it feels sometimes like, man, I should be working harder. I should be, like, doing... I say that a lot in my head, but when I talk it out, I feel like I am.
I literally was just going to say, I didn't want to cut you off. And I was going to say, like, my mind is like, girl, you are, like, working so hard. Like, everything that you said is... My mind is blown by how much you do. You know, I know how... I see what I see on the real estate aspect, like, you know, from the title company. And I would never pretend like I know what it takes to do what an agent does. I don't at all.
Yeah.
And I just know that it's a lot of hard work.
It can be tough. It can be like you get let down a lot.
Sure.
But you have to just kind of like be like, oh well.
Push through it.
And that's kind of how, especially like with the market right now and the way things are, that's kind of how I've just been like, you know what? Just, there's another day. There's going to be another day.
Like not letting it.
Don't just relax. It's going to be fine.
That's awesome. I love that you have that mindset.
Yeah.
I wish I had that more.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be okay. Like, don't.
I like trained myself to be this way. I think because like too much stress and anxiety is just no good.
So if you were to give any a new agent who's coming, into the industry any advice, I feel like you're the perfect person to give advice. And what would you say to them?
I would say, I would first ask, is this really what you want to do? And do you see yourself putting in that effort and being able to let some things kind of fly off your back and not get like too overwhelmed or stressed or like feeling let down, give it some real time to figure out how to really teach yourself how to do things. And is that really what you want to do? Because if you can say yes, that's really what you want to do, then you could 100% do it and be like happy doing it and be able to work it out.
So you would have them like kind of self-reflect.
Yes.
Like see like who you are. Like it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I would definitely self-reflect for sure. That's the perfect word. Yeah.
I used that word on my son the other day. That's why.
And so it just came to your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I was picking up, and I think that's like the best advice.
You have that schooling, and you can either do it online. Like, how much of a go-getter are you? Like, can you make time to do this? Can you, especially, I always feel like a lot of people I meet, like, I do try to drop what I'm doing because people want things now.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm that way. I really am. I'm that way. I'm like, I want it now. Well, I really want to go to Target and buy this right now. Yeah. So I drop what I'm doing and I want it. So when somebody says, like, I want to see this house right now, I try and drop what I'm doing and go. Like, you have to just roll with it. And then there's going to be times where it's quiet. It might be a little bit too quiet, but you have to just not worry about that.
Like, not get in your head.
Think about not getting in your head and stay focused on what you're doing. Yeah.
Nice. So when you became an agent and everything, did you have like a go-to? I know you said you were with your stepmom and everything.
My stepmom, I thank her for everything because and it was actually pretty busy my first couple years, which is, a good thing.
Yeah,
it's
during
amazing.
COVID, right? Like you said, it was about 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, it was right about then. And it was like perfect because like I had time to do school and things like that. But yeah, oh my gosh, I would be like, I'm showing, I'm going here. What do I do here? I'm doing this. I'm calling her constantly. Hey, I'm writing up this contract. I need help. Can you help me? Like, I just want to make sure it's right. I want to make sure it's right. And she was there.
That's awesome.
And honestly, like, she is there for everybody that's on our team now.
How many people are on your team?
I want to say there's like 7.
Okay.
7 people maybe.
Yeah.
But she's very, like, she's always available to talk. Like, she wants to help. She wants to do.
She's got that drive. That drive that you need.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's awesome.
And she's always like there to answer, there to help, and just on it. And yeah, she wants everybody to be successful.
I love that so much.
And it's the best way to learn. And if you have somebody that's there that can like answer all those questions and help you work through it, I'm sure any other agent would say the same thing.
Sure.
Like, if those the questions are answered, you're gonna be moving along a lot faster.
Instead of like trying to struggle and like figure that out.
Because it's hard when you do it yourself, and it can be tedious, like reading through the contracts and like getting used to what that means, and like but when you have somebody just helping, it can be kind of scary initially.
Yeah, so
it's a lot to think about.
That's awesome though that you have that support.
Yeah, I think I would have struggled if I didn't.
Really?
100%. Yeah, because I'm too. Oh, I'm just going to go do this now. Oh, I'm just going to go do this now.
Right,
It helped me be able to be like, get some things done, get some closings under my belt, and get comfortable with it quickly to where I could be self-sufficient then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are obviously killing it at life. Like, just with everything you do, 100%.
You're so sweet.
Well, thank you. I try. So where do you see yourself going from here, though? Just really continuing with what you're doing?
Yeah, I always say I have like 4 jobs, but you know what I mean? Because I actually do have another job that I do that's similar. It's kind of like a little bit, not real estate, but has, you know, something to do with it. And, you know, I stay busy with that too, a little too. Maybe sometimes I'm a little too busy, but I love it. Like, I love it. And I think that you're really not working then. It's not work to me. It's just like, it's what I do is more like how I say. It's like, I'm not working. It's just what I do. People, you know, clients will be like, I'm sorry, I must be so annoying. And I'm like, you're not.
Like, this is what,
I was like, this is what I do. This is what I love to do. And they're like, oh, thank goodness. I'm like, yeah. I'm here to help.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I literally, as like we're here, I'm like, wow, I really am glad that she actually like was able to make this time because I see how busy you are, and I think it's great though to let just everybody know that you can be busy though, but still be dedicated and still have that passion. Like, you prioritize, you know, what you want to and who you need to. Essentially,
you make it work,
and that's awesome. I think that is so, you know, the way to go in life because not everybody has that.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's not just like you have to go get a job and sit here and do this, and then you can go home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up again. It just, that's
everything's different for you. Yeah. I mean, you can go to a concert on a Monday night,
That's
right?
what I did. That's what I did. I just came back from a concert Monday, and I'm actually going to Boston on Friday.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's good. As long as my work is taken care of, and things are handled, and everyone's happy, and you know, then I get to be happy too.
No, that's perfect. That's amazing. Yeah. So now, if anybody did want to get in contact with you, any of our viewers or listeners, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Oh, call me or text me. That's what I tell everyone. I'm like, call me or text me. Just call me or text me. Yeah, for sure. Because I'm always, like, my phone doesn't leave my side.
I thought I heard it vibrating over
It was. It is. People are probably like, where are you? What are you doing? You've been missing for 1 hour. No, just kidding.
No. That's good, though. But obviously it just shows, like I said, that you are dedicated and that people can reach out to you. And 100%, I think that's
always
the best thing. I mean, I know our communication has been, like, fantastic, so I can 100% like attest that absolutely she will call you back and she will.
Oh, yes, definitely.
You know, be there for you. So, well, I don't want to hold you up anymore. I know it's so nice out. And
it is a beautiful day.
There are some horses waiting for you. So
yes, yep.
Thank you so much for coming to take this time to chat with us.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We can have girl talk anytime. So
okay, yeah, I'm down.
Sounds good. All right, everyone. Well, that was another episode of Beyond the Closing. See you soon.